Christian CYInterview covering Las Vegas and the world. If you haven't already, please hit the like button below and please hit the subscribe button below to keep up with everything we have going on here at CYInterview in Las Vegas and beyond. We greatly appreciate. Today we revisit our CYInterview with R&B singer, Grammy winner Maya. This is from 2009. We're going way back, almost 16 years, to our CYInterview with Maya, and here it is.
This is Chris Shandek, and you're on CYInterview.com. She's ready for liftoff, and one of the biggest challenges for many celebrities have come up short. Singer and actress Maya has joined the cast for the upcoming season of Dancing with the Stars. Alongside Donny Osmond, Kathy Ireland, and Macy Gray, among others, she will have the chance to show the world her progression if she can survive the weekly eliminations. It was 1998 when Maya released her self-titled debut album. The compilation featured successful singles including It's All About Me, Moving On, and My First Night with You. Fear of Flying would be the singer's second studio album in 2000. It went certified platinum in 2001 and became a commercial success, even though it received mixed reviews. In 2001, everything came together for herself, Christina Aguilera, Pink, and Little Kim. A collaboration remake of the song Lady Marmalade for the movie Moulin Rouge, along with a music video, led to non-stop play on MTV, VH1, and everywhere else you turned. Maya and her fellow female artists ruled the universe. The duo would win numerous MTV awards for the video and a Grammy for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. After all the success with the song America Couldn't Stop Hearing, Maya crossed over into acting in 2002 with a supporting role in the Academy Award-winning movie Chicago, and in 2004 with a supporting role in the movie Shall We Dance that starred the ballroom dancing craze in America. In recent years, she has been going through a transition stage musically in the States. In other parts of the world, she's released a few Japanese albums. On September 29th of this year, Beauty in the Streets Volume 1 will be released to her fans in the United States. She's currently taken up a commitment as a vegetarian, which she says was her resolution for this year, and might take it into 2010. Space, the universe, and the stars are something she takes great pleasure whenever she needs to get away from some of the things in her everyday life. Her ultimate dream is to travel in space. In her first interview since being announced as part of the cast for Dancing with the Stars, she notes she's most concerned about her physical self. Last year she suffered a foot fracture that made her a little concerned about going into the show. She said she's going to take all the proper precautions during rehearsals. Maya is the woman next door with a yard that is full of kindness, laughs, and most importantly, in a happy place personally, with the stars shining down.
Singer Maya, actress Maya, thank you so much for joining me this evening. How is everything going? How are the rehearsals going so far?
I'm great, by the way. Today was the first day of rehearsals, so it was very light, more of an introduction of what we would be doing, and I met my trainer for the first time, who's marvelous and very intimidating. But I have a lot of work cut out for me for this next month and then some. So I'm up for the challenge, and I'm very excited, but slightly nervous at the same time.
Yeah. What's ironic is, let's go back from you had a supporting role in the 2004 flick Shall We Dance alongside Richard Gere, Jennifer Lopez, Susan Sarandon, among others. And some of the professionals that had been in the past seasons were actually in that movie. What's ironic is that now you're doing the show after being in the movie that got America started on the ballroom dancing crazes, and it's so ironic now that you're here doing this a few years later.
It is ironic, and I was so jealous because I only got to rehearse for a day there to learn everything. So I was a little jealous not being in the movie and getting to do something a little bit more intricate. My partner was about 6'5", and we didn't know what we were doing, but that's what the character entailed. And it's a wonderful show, Dancing with the Stars, and I'm so excited to be a part of this because it's, number one, the ultimate challenge. It's a fabulous production. Looks like a lot of fun. And I'm a competitive person, so I'm up for the challenge. I'm conditioning myself properly, and I'm stepping into a whole new territory. And I have my fingers crossed.
Yeah, it'll be definitely interesting. And on a side note, I've spoken with Omar Benson Miller, and he is a top-notch classy guy. Just to let you know, actually, last year, your partner in Shall We Dance. Yeah. Omar Benson Miller, who was your dance partner in that movie, actually. What's amazing, though, is I'd be surprised that you haven't been offered maybe a chance to do this in the past. Is this the first time they've ever came to you to do the show?
To my knowledge, yes.
Yeah. So going forward, I read on your Twitter that you're familiar with tap, but you've never done anything like this before. So you're telling me you really don't have much else dancing experience besides tap?
No, I mean, I've done a little bit of ballet when I was like 4, and majorettes when I was like 4, but that was decades ago. I don't want to tell them my age, but that's it. People are, I guess, going around saying that I'm some trained dancer, which I'm not, but I have trained in master classes with like Gregory Hines and Savion Glover on a tap level. Regarding hip-hop, that's just something that I learned from watching music videos and just watching. That's really it.
Yeah.
From everything else regarding videos, call it what you want. I've never done ballroom dancing before. I just say hip-hop. There's all kinds of stuff like pop and lock or boogaloo and breaking that are a part of hip-hop that I've tried. I don't specialize in any of them, but obviously you have a choreographer sometimes, depending on the song, and the choreography varies from music video to music video. So hopefully I'll be as versatile enough and quick enough to pick up this stuff, but it's totally different, and I've never ever worked with a partner before, much less a professional partner. So it's totally different.
So talking about it being totally different, every celebrity has a major thing they have to overcome while doing the show, no matter how long they last. What do you think it's going to be for you?
Maintaining my physical health, as in no injuries. I had an injury last year, a foot fracture, and I think I need to take the proper precautions in rehearsal and not overdo it, and be very smart with what kind of shoes I wear, because I can possibly injure myself again, you know, whether it's a bone or a hamstring. I don't know. I'm getting a little older now, so I have to condition properly.
Not that old yet. Not that old. You've seen a lot in your young.
Older. I'm not 18 years old anymore.
No. But you get what I mean. But you get what I mean. I mean.
And gravity is taking its place, though.
Yeah. I mean, there's like George Hamilton, and then there's a lot of decades in between that. You get what I mean? So I mean, you're not in the
different for female dancers and what they have you doing.
Yeah. That's
and all those kind of.
Well, I guess you could ask Cloris Leachman about that. But anyways, with that being said, you know, but is there any past contestant that you're getting advice from on this, or you've talked to about this that's done the show?
I haven't talked to anyone yet. I don't know if that's going against rules and regulations.
No,
but I would love to talk to someone.
I don't think
about what it was like and what I should do and the do's and don'ts of it all.
Well, I think that, you know, looking at this competition and looking at everything, you know, going forward is that many of these couples try to get perfection right away, and the reality is you're not going to have perfection right away. The point of the show is to see you progress as time goes on. So I guess at the beginning, don't overdo it. See what you can do physically, and you go from there. And I think that's the most important piece of advice anyone can give you. So hopefully I gave you something on that. And the thing is that this show brings so many people from different walks of life together. So who are you most looking forward to meeting, talking with from this cast that maybe you've never met before?
Everyone. I've actually met a lot of the musical artists like Aaron and Macy.
Yeah.
So this won't be my first time in their presence. Basically, anyone that I have never met before. I've never met Donnie, and he's in the music scene. So, hey, we're all fans of that, and that's my mom's generation.
Yeah.
So that'll be great to bring her out to L.A. and have her meet some of the cast as well. Her generation as well as mine.
Well, the thing people were saying to me as I was telling them I was going to be interviewing you, and they said to me, Maya, she had so many things going on in recent years, but I haven't heard much from her in the last year or so. So the question is, what's been new in your life recently besides Dancing with the Stars now and taking on this unbelievable competition?
Quite a lot. I've been through many transitions regarding business, and I've been setting up an empire, and I now have a label called Planet 9, and I've recorded several projects. I've released a couple Japanese albums as well in the meantime, but I know my U.S. fans are awaiting music, and there's a good reason for the pause, which I'll discuss later when they get music served to them. But right now I have a mixtape coming. It's called Beauty in the Streets, Volume 1, on Planet 9, Young Empire, and Fontana Universal. And that's coming 9/29. It's more of a hip-hop R&B album versus the R&B pop Maya, but that's on the way as well.
It's interesting because you have a lot to say about society and life and your music as it is. Is there anything right now that's impacted you or that's been on your mind recently?
Well, I'm a vegetarian and I just adopted another animal. Animals are actually really close to my heart. And I plan to actually go another 3 months. I was only planning on doing 6 months of vegetarianism. In 2009, I have a resolution set for myself every year, but I think I'm going to go all the way and extend it throughout the rest of 2009. And possibly even 2010. Animals are close to my heart. They provide me sanity and balance, and I love them to death. So I really, really want to stand up for them and do as much as I can. And next year I plan on running the 26-mile marathon with North Shore Animal League and raising funds for them. I have to actually train in about 16 to 18 weeks for that. I wish I could have done it this year, but obviously I have to focus on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, well, hopefully, 3 to 4 months we'll see you there at the end. It's going to be a long competition. There's never been this many contestants. But I do wish you the best on that, There's a lot of different things that you talk about on your Twitter page, and I think that you have found a way to use Twitter in a great way compared to other individuals. You really have a focused set thing. There's a lot of different discussion, a lot of different interesting things going on. And one of the things I was reading from some of your tweets in the last few days is you're fascinated by the universe, space, and the travels and all that stuff. Where do you get the interest from?
I think when I was a little girl, I used to honestly wish upon a star and I guess have conversations with some other being or a higher power. Call it God, call it what you want. There was always a star in the sky, and my favorite song of all time that my dad used to sing was Ribbon in the Sky, and I used to search for one. So I think it stemmed from there when I was 4 years old, honestly. But knowing, I guess, the pitfalls of everyday life and the challenges and the upsides and the downsides, you realize that there is actually something bigger and greater than all of us when you sit down and take a step back and refrain from, I guess, the daily habits or ways of thinking. And I'm a country girl at heart, so I've always had a yard other than living in New York. And that's what I like to do, get connected to something that we can't necessarily always see, but close to it. And that's probably my first escape into another planet or another world or another way of life, and it keeps me centered and balanced. Weird, huh?
No, but do you want to go to space? Like, if you had the opportunity?
I do want to go to space. That's the ultimate dream for me. If someone told me that I would never come back, if I didn't have a family, etc., I would definitely go and spend my last days in outer space. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I want to look at some societal questions because, doing a lot of research from this, interview, you came from a multicultural family. So I have to say, what does it feel like when you see President Obama, another person from a multicultural family representing this country now? Does this send a message, maybe, that we're just one whole big melting pot?
Well, my father was a history major. Let's start there. And regarding history, there's a lot that has occurred with how America was built. Yeah. However, we are the melting pot of the world, and I have to say that everyone's pretty multicultural. Yeah. And no one is basically 100% anything these days. And we're just all people. It's about a human race versus color and culture. We all want to be loved. We all want to accomplish and feel successful and do these wonderful things or be content. We're just people at the end of the day. And maybe that's why I'm so connected to kids and animals. They're so innocent and they don't have these standards and segregations and discriminations.
And all this meaningless stuff that means absolutely nothing.
So I'm very proud when I see people's voices being heard off of content of character above and over, I guess, what we've built as a society based on history, at no fault to ours directly, but maybe generations before us. So we've definitely come a long way, and I'm very proud of the American people and the rest of the world.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing, though, and I think that you represent that, in a way that many people may not understand, but you say it so perfectly in the way it is, but at the end of the day, we're just all people. Trying to do things in society. We're trying to achieve dreams, go to space, dance in a competition, get hopefully 3 10s, or anything like that. I mean, we're all trying to do something. And no, I don't think that's weird at all. I think we all have our things that we, are fascinated by, whether it be one thing or another.
I'm fascinated, truly.
So I have to say, you yourself, are you in a place right now, personally speaking, where you're happy where you are as an individual, with everything?
I am, and sometimes I have to actually pinch myself and remind myself, hey, you're happy now. You're happy. You're blessed. Because one comment, on a Twitter page can really upset my 15 minutes, but I have to retract and put a space DVD in or go outside for a second and take a time out and say, hold on. Don't ever let the small things control your feelings, your tongue, or really get to you. Because you're blessed, you're fortunate, and you have the opportunity to make a difference in someone else's life for the better.
Well, I think you're definitely accessible on your Twitter, but you're not over-accessible. Because, let me just say it to you like this, and I'm going to say this. With all of these Internet things that we've got, I think the Internet because I was able to do research, to find contacts, to find the right people, to interview people like you. And obviously CYInterview.com, celebrity interviews, online interviews, audio, text, that's where this is going. But what I'm trying to say to you at the end of the day is that, it's created an extra accessibility to celebrities that you've never had before. But what I will say to you is that just gives people a chance to make you a target more so. So what I will say to you is ignore the haters and don't let them get you down. That's the best thing I can say to you. Thank you so much. Focus on those fans that never thought they'd get a chance to, write back and forth with you. You know what I mean? Because you're really making their day more than you might not know. Maybe you do know in some way.
Yeah, but I'm honestly at a place where I can actually embrace everyone. The lovers, the haters, the fans, the diehard fans.
Not many people get to that place. Not many people
it all plays into my motivation and inspiration. So I love it all, honestly. I wouldn't have been able to handle it when I was younger, but I can handle it now.
So, okay, a few last things. Is there anything else you'd like to note at this point in time before I go into the last question, which is the big one, which you'll like, of course, but anything you'd like to note in particular about anything that's been on your mind recently, or any projects you're doing, or anything you'd like to get across before I get you off this one?
No.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Okay, well, Maya, good luck with Dancing with the Stars, and I'm glad I could crown you the first interview to talk about this subject. Good luck next month. It's going to be very interesting. Hope the rehearsals go up.
I hope you have a wonderful day. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Yeah, so the question is, what would it mean to win this competition? That's my final one.
Oh, what would it mean?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, the competition is obviously based on how hard you work and execute and I guess, perfect what you've learned. And this is not just judgment by the professionals, but it's also judgment by America watching and the voters. So if I were to win this competition, well, I would have to pat myself and my trainer on the back for being disciplined and thank everyone for supporting and believing and possibly seeing something in me, the drive and the dedication.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And
don't worry about it. Just keep going. It's okay.
It'll be a huge accomplishment, and I definitely jump up and down for joy.
Yeah, definitely. Maya, good luck with everything. And we'll hopefully, maybe if you win this thing, you'll come back and we'll talk about the whole thing. How about that?
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
For CYInterview.com, I'm Chris Yandek.